that moment when someone sounds incredibly smart? They try to be convincing, but you can sense they don't believe their own conviction. They know the audience is not convinced, yet they have to keep speaking. Because sometimes the goal isn't persuasion, it's just to keep the argument alive. Because something has to be said. And that is what is called a masterclass in semantics. And wisdom, real wisdom begins exactly where wordplay should end. But then, take a listen.
You told me in an interview that if offered, you will never take anything from this government.
No, that's not what I said. I said if I told you, you asked me a question that if Tinubu asks me to work with him, I said that I will not. And I said that the word I used was that it is not in my DNA. Right? That's what I said.
Has your DNA changed?
No, my DNA has not changed.
But you are eating your words right now.
No, I'm not eating my words.
Okay.
When I met with administration officials, and then, look, I can't say everything that was said. I explained to them, I said, this is what I'd said. I cannot take certain positions because I'd said that I cannot work for this, because of certain things, particularly because of the things that I said. However, I never said that I cannot work for Nigeria. As an ambassador, I am working for Nigeria. I'm going to be an ambassador of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
So this appointment
country.
Is an exception of your philosophy.
Very clearly.
So if you were giving a ministerial appointment, you wouldn't have taken it.
You know what?
Or a special
Let me ask you a
advisor
question. Do you even know? I cannot say everything. So, look, I've just said this here. When I had discussions, I said, look, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, I cannot do this because of what I had said and because of the positions I've held. However, I can do this because then I will be working for Nigeria. But even at that, my position...
When Ambassador designates who has not even resumed office says, I don't work for the president,
Why?
I work for Nigeria. In that moment, it sounds patriotic, but in practical governance, that statement is not just inaccurate, it is dangerously careless. Because what does it imply? In a constitutional democracy, an ambassador is not a freelance patriot floating above government structure. An ambassador is appointed by the president, is accredited by the states, and of course he operates within the executive authority of the president. The office is not symbolic, it is institutional and defined by the law. So when someone occupying that role draws a rhetorical line between working for Nigeria and working with the president, the question becomes, what exactly are you distancing yourself from? If an ambassador says, I do not work for the president, what message does that send internationally? Because diplomacy is built on clarity of representation. Foreign governments do not negotiate with personalities, they engage offices. So you cannot accept a presidential appointment, operate within a presidential administration. You're benefiting from presidential authority, and then rhetorically detach yourself from the president when it becomes convenient. So this is what happens when you try to chew your words. Because the same Reno once spoke with absolute certainty. Of course, in politics in Nigeria, it's not about principle, it's about adjustment. He said he will never work for Tinubu. So we are not listening to his grammar because sometimes the survival of an argument depends on constant motion. He knows nobody's convinced, but he speaks anyway because stopping would be fatal to the narrative. It is the truth at a time. Take care and have a nice day.